Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Night Watch podcast. I'm Nick. This is Noah, and this is Stripes Up Top. Today, we're dropping this episode on a Saturday, which is one day later than we usually are, but we did it for a very special reason. We just watched Avatar: Aang, The Last Airbender, the movie that officially released on streaming today, and maybe some people have already watched it. So, like in the past. So, but we're gonna review that today. It's just gonna be a complete Avatar episode. We're gonna have two fun segments at the end of Valid, Invalid, and right before that, we'll do ranking what we would want to be if we had to pick of any of the four elements. So you should definitely stick for those. But we're going to get straight into our non-spoiler review of the movie, and then we'll get straight into spoilers. I'm going to let you guys start first, since you guys are the Avatar people.
The Avatar people.
Yeah.
I was really excited just to have new Avatar content. This is genuinely, it's realistically the first Avatar content we've had since Legend of Korra, because the live-action show is just like redoing the original show as well. So I was just excited to have it first off.
Yeah, no, same. I really didn't know what to expect. I've been avoiding all the spoilers from the leaks. Anytime like an edit or something would pop up, I would just skip it. I did kind of know what the animation looked like a little bit, just because I unfortunately had seen like a couple of clips. But that's one thing we can talk about like right off the rip, because it's not really obviously a spoiler or anything. The animation is beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
Actually, that's honestly might be my favorite part.
It looks so beautiful.
It looks so good.
It sucks we didn't get to watch this in a theater. On a big screen, it would have been so beautiful. I'm just glad we got something at all, though.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get like too picky on how we got it, but I'm just happy we got something.
Yes.
The animation was beautiful.
I thought the action sequences were sick.
Dude, all the fighting was awesome.
I think the fighting that like besides like some stuff in season 3 that is some of the best like Avatar like action sequences we've seen in that movie.
I agree. And I love to see the development, like the technology development that after, cause it just takes place, like 15 years after
definitely sometime after the end of the original show.
And we get to see that with, the new air balloon that the Zuko from the Fire Nation, and then also what's the Defier?
The Denied.
Denied, that's what it is.
The Denied.
Yeah, the Denied ship, like we get to see this advancement. It's pretty cool to see like the advancements in technology.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you see Sokka like, messing around with some stuff, trying to come up with new inventions too. It's
Sokka being Sokka, bro.
Dude. Well, actually, we can touch on that in a bit. I have a point about it, but it's kind of like a transition to what you start seeing in Legend of Korra. I know you haven't seen that, but some of the stuff in terms of technology and the world building definitely changes, and this is like kind of teasing into that of what that ends up being. So, I definitely enjoy the changes that they show.
Yeah.
What's your guys' scores? I'm interested.
Scores?
Yeah. Have you thought about it?
I've been bouncing around between 2. I think
highly anticipated score from Stripes.
I think I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10.
What were you at?
I was with the same spot. I think it's a 9 out of 10. I think there's a couple things holding it back from being a 10 out of 10, but it's so beautiful to watch. Like minus all like writing or anything like that. Like it's just so beautiful to watch. I think the animation and, like you said, the action sequences, and even just the art and like when they're in the storms and when they're on the mountain, just all of it is so beautiful. What's your score?
He came in here and was like, I feel like you're not gonna like it.
I don't know why. I just had this vibe
really?
that I was like, gonna be lower on it.
I'm giving it an 8.
8?
Okay.
Yeah, so I liked it. It was great.
Yeah.
I figured I'd be a little bit lower on you guys, but it's probably just because you guys are such big Avatar fans.
Yeah, for sure.
But it was great. I really liked it. I thought it was a great addition to that universe. In terms of where it ranks, like among like, it's Avatar I've seen, I'm definitely taking Avatar season 2 and 3 over it, but I think it's comparable to season 1.
Yeah, that's what I did. I gave season 1 a 9, and I gave season 2 and 3 and 10. So
I would probably lean season 1 just because there's more content.
The highs of it are really good.
Yeah, just like those the last 2 episodes, I'd probably take that.
Blue Spirit.
But I think it's comparable. Sure, Blue Spirit and the Storm. Yeah, so.
Yeah. I think there's just moments in season 1 that bring it slightly down. You have like the Great Divide, and there's like a lot of people like to hit on that as an example. But this movie was amazing. We talked about the visuals. I think even the story, like there was a lot of really interesting things there were some aspects of it that I don't love how they take in some of the direction of the Avatar universe, and that's something that bleeds into Legend of Korra that we could talk about. But I do love a lot of what the movie did, and seeing the characters aged up slightly in different versions of them, but also still feel connected to them. They all have the same personalities in a certain way. I think some of them have slight differences that I don't necessarily love, but I think all in all, as a whole, it's all really cool to see, and it's just fun to be back with these characters you love.
Mm-hmm. What other non-spoilers? I mean, how did you guys think about the voice acting? That was
yeah, we talked about that a little bit. I think everyone did amazing. I was shocked they didn't bring back a couple of people just because they're still actively in the voice acting community. Like they do roles and stuff still. I know some people probably have stepped away since the show or passed away, unfortunately. So I know obviously you couldn't bring back everybody. But we talked about Zuko's
Dante Bosco, very easily.
Even he still does voice acting. That's easily somebody you could have brought back. Not to say that I thought Steven Yeun did a bad job because he didn't.
No, he did great.
He did a great job, but I was just kind of well, that's easy. You easily could have brought him back. But I don't hate the decision. It doesn't affect the score for me at all.
No, it's just an interesting choice, and we talked about it while we were watching it. Once we realized it was Steven Yeun, we just could not hear anything but Invincible the entire time. We were like, this is just Mark.
Yeah, especially the yelling. Most of the time when he was especially in I don't get into too much of a spoiler, but just yelling sequences.
If he yelled a couple times, that's the characters.
It sounded like Mark.
Yeah, you just hear it. Yeah. So no, they could have brought Dante Bosco back. They could have brought Michaela Jill Murphy, the voice actors for Toph. They could have maybe brought Mae Whitman back for Katara. I don't know if Zachary Tyler would have done Aang or not. There's tons of people we don't know for sure if they would have or what happened behind the scenes, but I'm sure there's tons of people that would have been willing to. And I mean, I guess technically they kept the same voice actor for Appa and Momo, which was D. Bradley Baker. But shout out him. But yeah, they could have. But like you said, it doesn't necessarily lower the score.
No, yeah, it doesn't.
It's just the choice.
Yeah, which I'm fine with that creative choice. If you want. It had a lot of time has passed, so they don't need to sound exactly like they did. They've all aged. Their voices are going to change as they age, so it's not a complaint. I mean, if they had done something right after. I mean, this honestly would have been really cool, and I know some of it they couldn't have done with Aang because obviously his voice actor is an adult now. He doesn't have that same voice.
Yeah.
But when they actually I can't say it's a spoiler, but I'll bring that back up once we're into spoilers.
Was there a certain character that you guys thought was the standout, or anyone that you were surprised by, anyone that you guys thought you wish you got more of out of the main guys?
I think a lot of the main cast, it would have been nice to have more. Obviously it's focused on Aang, so I would just say by default he's the standout.
I was gonna say I think he was 100%. I mean, it's called Avatar Aang, but he was 100% got the most work out of all of them. I do wish we got more from the others though. I don't know.
I agree. I think if we get another movie, I want it to be more focused on the group as a whole versus just Aang. But I love Aang, so I was okay with him getting because especially in season 3, I feel like some other characters are focused on besides Aang. So I'm perfectly fine with him getting more shine in season 3.
Yeah.
And they keep continue to tackle the idea of him facing the grief of not being there.
Which it's just an incredible concept, and I love that as an idea for this Chosen One arc. So I really enjoy seeing that continue to be explored, and that's how never mind.
Yeah, I know. We keep trying. Okay, anything else we want to say? Non-spoiler.
The only thing else I was gonna bring up or question I had was it was Tugga, right? We were Tugga. Okay.
We keep calling him Tugga.
Well, because when I look at the name, I thought it was T-U-G-H.
when he first says his name, it sounds like he says Tugga.
Yeah, okay.
But
Tugga.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you guys think of him? Because he's obviously a new addition and a pretty big role in this.
Very interesting. I was much more intrigued at his introduction, but I thought they did some interesting stuff with
thought
him.
The route that they went with him was very predictable.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, I was gonna say I kind of sensed him being a villain the whole way. I will say though, we talked about this with Supergirl, how Krim we never felt super intimidated by him. Like
Sure.
I will say he felt intimidating.
100%.
Like he felt like like this dude's powerful. Like
There's especially one scene.
Yeah.
that we'll get to in a
one
second.
scene that's kind of insane. But.
So yeah, I was like, that's one thing I was really happy about. Like I agree. I think it was kind of a predictable route, which is honestly kind of probably what's holding it back.
That's part of it for sure.
From being a 10 for me is like that. Just that I think I don't know, it could have been explored differently, or maybe just masked better that he was gonna be a villain. I don't know. I can't say like exactly how you would have done it, but I'm sure they could have come up with some creative ways. But yeah, he did at least feel intimidating. Like,
yes, cool design, very powerful, interesting character at the very least. So,
all right, that's all the questions I had. So if we can just get into spoilers, so you guys can.
Please go watch it. It is out on
Paramount. Please go watch it. If we want more Avatar content, like
absolutely
people need to go watch this on streaming. So
Seven Havens is going to come out in October apparently. So I'm excited for that too. But please watch it. We're going to get into spoilers right now.
Yeah. What I was going to say was, I would have loved is when they were going back, like in the spirit world, when some of them got like transformed into their like old
younger selves.
If they would have brought back the voice actors for those specific
I'm not gonna lie, that threw me off a lot because especially Aang.
Dude, yeah. It would have been I know Aang you couldn't have done because
but it's just the fact that he was returning to like the show version of Aang and the voice was just so not Aang.
It would have
same for Sokka.
Yeah.
Like
I
guess we didn't get to see, but like you could have made Zuko not be one of the old people and made it like
Dante Bosco.
Yeah, 16-year-old Zuko, and then made Dante Bosco do the voice. That'd been such a cool nod and like give him a chance to like have the spotlight again, like as Zuko. Like I just think that'd been such a cool nod to the.
I mean, like that's not something that's like it's like I'm taking off a point because of this, but it was kind of like dang, like I wish like they just actually sounded like how we know they sound. Like it just was very noticeable to me. So
dude, the Zutara reference though in that scene was hilarious. That was awesome.
Get shit on Zutara shippers.
I wonder how Andrew's gonna feel about that.
Dude, it was so awesome the reference.
It was so funny. They literally just set it up where they're the one spirit who's voiced by Taika Waititi. He was just saying, "Oh yeah, nice like kids, baby, and the old couple," and he's like, "Not a couple."
That's awesome, man.
Oh my god! I mean, we can rehash it now. I still think anybody who thinks Zutara should have been a thing, you're insane.
What do you mean, bro?
It's ridiculous. So sorry for any of Zutara shippers, but you're wrong. The show does not portray that at all. You simply just want something that doesn't exist. So sorry.
I think it's okay for people to like ship them, but the people that think like they should have done this, like there's so much like
that's fine. It's one thing if you personally it's like, oh, it would have been cool if we could have seen something like this, but if you actually think the show should have written it differently, that's crazy.
Terrible take.
That's insane.
Yeah. But
aside from that, I mean, we just want to point that out. But that was cool. I would want to bring up the Taga introduction.
Yeah, I thought we better get into stuff about him.
When he got introduced, I thought it was like really interesting. The whole idea of because you don't really know what's going on. Obviously, Aang just finds this kind of similar situation to where he was when he got like broken out of the ice, and so presumably it's going to be some like ancient person. You're assuming, and then there's a Taga, and then he has the whole display of the airbending that holds up the mountain as it's falling down.
Yeah,
he's obviously very powerful. It's very mysterious. You just want to find out more about him. So I think his introduction's incredible. And then as you go along and he's working with like as he's teaching Aang some like airbending concepts, the whole like being connected to the person and tugging them through the air. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
So like stuff like that is awesome. But it's just later on where, like you said, his kind of villain turn is really predictable.
Yeah.
And there's something to be said about setting stuff up, but also not making it obvious. So I think that's not all that intriguing towards the end. I think his design as like the spirit monster in a way, whatever you want to call it, like is a little bit less interesting. I don't know. It might be me, but I don't necessarily like that look as much. And then in the end, he just kind of disappears into the eternal wind, which I think is I think
it's a fine ending.
It's a fine ending. It's a fine sentiment, especially. I really like that he brings that up of like something that the past Avatar told him, and then Aang's like, "Oh yeah, Gyatso told me about that." So I love that connection, and then it's a way of like a nice peaceful ending for him. It's just kind of not explained why it happens, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I do like. There's a couple things in that fight scene that I really really like. When he has the staff and he's like just like touched it to the temple so that he can gain the access to like the spirit, becoming the spirit monster, I guess. Aang displaces him using the technique that he taught him on the ship.
Yeah.
To get the staff from him. I thought that was an excellent touch. Like him using his own move against him to get the staff from him.
It's a learning curve for Aang. It shows him still improving, growing as an avatar even now.
Yeah. And then I loved the like him seeing like when he's getting corrupted by the staff and then he sees the flag from the building that Qatar unveils at the we see like he sees he sees the
that
old
brings him back to flashback of the Air Nomads when he's
Air Nomads, and then Gyatso talks about how like you have to do the thing you're afraid of doing, which is like letting go and not necessarily needing to like win all the time, like doing what's best for everyone because you're the avatar, not what makes you the most happy. Like I thought like that whole like flashback is amazing. Like I love that they did more stuff with Gyatso. That's like and that's what pretty much everyone talks about like from season 1. I feel like that's the biggest complaint, at least I hear most of the time, is people wishing like Gyatso would have like
had a bigger role.
Yeah, a bigger role. Like he's not. And I've never seen the live action show, but
they
apparently,
try.
I heard that they try to give him more stuff, which people appreciate. So I'm just glad this movie we got more of that with Aang and Gyatso. Like I thought that was like
it's
an
a really nice
touch.
moment of peace for Aang to just be able to let go and realize that because he's held that mistake, and that's how the movie starts, is this mistake of him running away, and then that causes him to be trapped in ice for 100 years, and then for the whole Fire Nation to genocide the air nomads. So I think him having that moment of like finally in a way closure with Gyatso and his mistake that he's held on to this entire point up until this point in his life, it's a really nice sentiment for that to be the bridge of letting go and for him to finally start healing out of that. So yeah, I agree. That's one of the best parts of the movie for sure.
Is that your favorite scene in the movie?
I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's up there.
Yeah, it's definitely up there.
I don't know if I like.
Oh, I'm spacing something. It might be my favorite.
It might be. I'm trying to. Yeah, I'm thinking about. There's one other scene I can think of, and that's just the. I've already talked about like I liked Taga and Aang's when they're learning about like the air tug and stuff on the ship. I think when they get to the islands through the storm, first of all, which are just beautiful, and then you see the rest of Team Avatar fighting against Taga when he turns. I think that's some of the best moments in the movie too. That's some of the best displays of bending. But I think thematically and emotionally, that probably is the best. Is the moment of him letting go and having that closure with Gyatso.
It's probably not my favorite scene, but another scene I want to shout out is the they give a nod to the intro of the show when they're talking, like they say each element.
Oh yeah,
and then it's basically just like they rehash the intro, but they do it a different way. I thought that was excellent touch. Like it's just such a cool nod to the show. It also helps if someone has kind of seen Avatar but doesn't 100% know.
I think they 100% just did that mainly because for people that
probably, but I think it was both good for people that are not as cool, like not as much into Avatar, and so also cool people that are like super exactly because it's just like they did such a good job with all the little references. I thought like there's so many good references that they have.
Reference to Cabbage Merchant.
The guy that freaks out and like throws up.
The foaming mouth.
Yeah, like
that was so funny to me.
Like there's so many good references. That we get to see the water spirit.
Oh yeah,
come back again and help out Aang. Like it's so cool that we get to see all these spirits like and references come back from the show.
The Kyoshi warriors were in like half a second too. I like obviously could have been much more of it, but
Roku.
they weren't.
He talks to Roku for a little bit.
So yeah, there's a ton of like stuff coming from the old show, which they should have done. So yeah, I enjoyed a lot of those, and I don't even think they were playing them as just purely, fan service reference. I mean,
I agree.
There's a couple.
I mean, I'm sure like the cabbage guy, like he's not necessary to the story. That's just that's a little bit of fan service.
But that's a reference of like the whole every moment he has in the show is not necessary. It's
exactly. It's just comedic.
Funny bit. Yeah. So
I thought the spirit world stuff was really cool.
Yeah.
I like it was like like it was the very start of the movie and it was like this big like spear kind of all the
it mimics the temple and the air temple, how they have all the statues. That is so cool, and how he's cool. Like going from really like cool avatar to avatar to like ask them about this. It's so cool, and I even loved how they explained how he couldn't access her because she was like so like
she was just like lost avatar.
Yeah, exactly. I thought that concept was like kind of a cool concept of this like lost avatar that no one can access except for if they like can tap into like where she left the staff. I thought that was so awesome. Another one thing I thought was just kind of like convenient, I guess, is like how the water was just able to like heal them after the fight. Like I don't know,
but simultaneously we know of like spiritually charged water. That's obviously what they had.
No, 100%.
I agree that it's like it just kind of happened, and I think it's more of like they didn't really set it up as a possibility.
Exactly.
So you're just kind of shocked by the fact that Katara's alive and she's healing Aang and she healed everybody else.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it makes sense because it's in this land of where like the lion turtles are. So obviously, like this area is very spiritual and. It would make sense for it to have healing properties, but it's just kind of like
it just happens.
Yeah, it's like they're dead, and all of a sudden, whoa, Katara is alive, and she's healing all of them.
Well, because which I would say that's the scene of like insane bending display, and then Taga has like the crazy attack where it's like this air bullet,
like an air pistol essentially.
I don't know what
he like shoots,
but he just like flicks like an air blast, and it just pierces like their soul or something, and he literally kills Aang with it. So. It's insane what he does in those moments, and you obviously know that you're like this whole cast isn't dead. They wouldn't do that. So you're trying to figure out what happened, and I was wondering if they like as they show Aang talking like kind of in the spirit world, with Avatar Sonam, and I thought they were kind of gonna just bring him back, and I was trying to figure out maybe he finds a way to bring his friends back, but I don't know exactly how that's gonna work. But then he just gets pulled back and saved by Katara, and. I think it was a cool scene. It didn't really make sense initially, so you're kind of shocked by the fact that it happens.
What you guys got?
I mean, speaking of like Katara and the other characters, I think a lot of them have I like the looks of all of them. I think they all have incredible designs.
I agree.
I think one thing I wanted to point out was they really lay into Sokka's like as this comedic relief. When I think in the show he's so much more than just that. You're
saying you think the whole movie he was really just there just specifically for that.
Yeah,
and he is like this big like leadership arc.
Understanding like what it means to be a leader, his connection with his dad. He has the connections with Suki and Yue, like stuff like that. That's all really specifically explored. And I think the culmination of those moments happened in season 3. With when he's training with Pian Dao to become a master swordsman, and then when he saves Suki from the Boiling Rock prison with Zuko, and then as the end of the finale when he has this big leadership moment and takes out that Fire Nation armada. So, I mean, and obviously, like we said, it is Aang's movie. So I don't expect him to have all of those moments, but like
it's similar to what I said. You wish everyone kind of got a little bit more. Like, you feel like they're just simply there just to be there because they're part of the show, and it really is just Aang's movie. Like I don't know. I agree with that, but.
I feel like Toph honestly might be one of the more because she's just like working with her metal benders, which is something they explore in the comics.
You're saying she didn't really do like anything?
Well, no, I'm saying like she probably had a better inclusion, I think, than Sokka, for example. Obviously, they all want to be there and help Aang and want to help with this big task. But like, they literally set up Toph as being like, "I'm bored." Where he's like, "I need something to do."
I don't. I think the thing you can take away from that is the fact that, at least to me, I think the most important to the story was 100% Katara.
Yeah, she's most connected to Aang.
Yes,
and it makes perfect sense.
But all the other people were kind of just there, you know.
Yeah.
So, but.
Yeah, it was just to bring back Team Avatar, which I get to a degree, and I'm not gonna ever complain about. I do wish they had a bit more inclusion and like, you know, written in necessity for them being there. I think the best example of that was when they actually all worked together to save that airship and then like make it out of the storm.
Yeah,
I thought that was
cool.
Really cool action scene. Because Zuko's powering up that like flame like exhaust whatever. Toph is repairing the metal like breaking in the ship. Katara was like breaking the waves, so they had more space, and then Sokka's obviously piloting, so all that stuff. Like, it was really cool to have that type of moment. I just wish that was more omnipresent for the rest of the movie and not just kind of contained there. So,
Taga's fight with all 4 of them, like outside of Aang.
Yeah,
that's one we didn't talk about. Where you were talking about, okay, he's strong.
Yeah,
he
when he's
won
using-
before them.
well, because he was fighting Katara, and I was like, yeah, okay, I get it on the scale of Katara, but then all of them, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I like that they explained how he was able to do that, though. Like, because she literally says, Avatar Sonam says, like, he's more than just, like, a guy. Like, he has this connection to the spirit world that makes him stronger. It's not just, like...
And he was obviously the first person to gain airbending from Sonam.
Yeah.
The staff, so... yeah, he's built up as this powerful guy. I'm not going to say it's, like, a bad thing. I also like the point that he never beats Aang until he gets the staff. So, like, presumably Aang should have and would have beat him had he not gotten the staff from Aang when he was still under the impression that he was working with him. But once he grabs it and Aang starts realizing, you know, his motivation changing, I suppose, then he's able to beat Aang. I will say, I don't know how entirely I feel about him being capable of killing the Avatar. I guess we have seen that technically Azula did, so I guess. But that was just wild. I was really shocked in that moment. I thought Aang was going to find a way to, like, just kind of repel him, like, get him out of there, and then save his friends. But no, he full on, like, would have died.
Yeah.
So that's crazy.
Anything else? I think I'm all out unless I'm...
Oh. I guess another thing we can talk briefly about the Seven Havens trailer, the new show. A lot of the stuff that happened in that was stuff that was in this movie, and I think that the movie, I mean, the art style seems fairly similar, and a lot of the musical cues are the same. They showed like the storms in the trailer, and there's something else I think there's some like spirit world looking thing that happened in the trailer that looks similar to the movie. So I think this was very much made in a way of trying to build and set up for that show. So I am excited for that. But yeah, I guess that's the next thing we got to look forward to in the Avatar universe.
When is that supposed to come out?
October 9th.
Oh, so it's this year?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yep.
Well, yeah, you got some stuff very soon.
You got to get through Korra.
Bro, there's no shot I'm able to get through that in time. I got some Marvel stuff I need to watch.
I don't know. I think you could do it.
You might be good by then.
Dude.
We'll
I
talk
have
about
so
it.
much MCU
We'll
stuff
talk
to
about
watch.
it after, but like,
Yeah, we can figure it out.
but no, I think you can. It's 4 seasons. It's slightly less episodes than Avatar is actually, I think. So
Most of it's not like a drag to watch. There is one season that is, but
Okay.
but no, it's really cool. So I'd recommend it for sure.
I definitely plan on watching it, but
Yeah, no, I think it'd be good to get through by then. I mean, you're gonna have MCU stuff. Like, you're more setting up for Doomsday, right? So
yeah, I'm like, I could watch everything in the MCU. There's just some shows I haven't seen, so
yeah,
but
you can do it. I believe you're this crazy grind like a couple months ago.
yeah.
Lock back in.
I've talked to you about this before. I cannot stand like feeling I'm forced to watch stuff
No,
when I don't necessarily
100%.
want to, because I feel like it just makes
I
me
get it.
like
That's
it less.
honestly, that is why, this is getting off topic, but that is exactly why I like kind of am watching Daredevil at my own pace now and not forcing it, because I don't want to take that experience away from myself of just being able to enjoy the show, because I feel like I have to speed run it for like.
This is a very like understandable concept, yeah, and I agree.
Because like, sure, maybe I won't get a couple references in a future movie, but like, who cares?
You want to have the enjoyment
yeah,
of
like
the show.
I'd rather
I
have the
get
enjoyment of
that.
the show than maybe I don't understand one or two things that happen in the movie. Like, that's fine. Like, I can just
that's
get it.
kinda
Like,
I
someone
think-
can explain it to me. Like, it's not that big of a deal.
I will say though, for Seven Havens, it's very clearly they show Korra in the trailer, so I imagine there's at least something you need to get through, or probably 2 somethings you need to get through for the show. Otherwise, it probably would actually be confusing, is why I say that. So, but we can talk about that and maybe get you there later. So, yeah.
Anything else from this movie?
Great
Please
movie.
go watch it. We will not get more of it unless people support this.
Yes.
So
People love Avatar, so I hope that continues. And people do enjoy this movie. I don't think anyone's gonna say like they like it more than the show, but I'm sure there's gonna be tons of people that are like, oh yeah, I liked it more than this season of Korra, or I liked it more than the live action.
Well, I mean, it wipes
whatever
one season of Korra for
sure. But yeah, so no, it's great. We all gave it 8 or 9 out of 10, so
definitely worth the watch.
absolutely go watch it. All right.
All right, move on to our element rankings.
Yep.
All right, so we're just gonna do what we personally would want to have in the real world between the 4 elements, like ranking them by how much we'd want them.
Yep.
Who wants to go first?
I can go first.
Okay, go for it.
Or am I just going down all 4?
Yeah, rank
Okay.
what elements you think are the
Okay.
most useful, the ones you most want to
Should
have.
I start with what I want the most, or should I save that for last?
Start at 4.
Start at 4?
Start at 4.
Okay. Between... I think I'm going to do fire at 4. Fire's really cool. We get to see it used like a lot in the show. I would say it kind of takes a back seat in this movie, which I'm fine with because we see a lot of it in the show. So I'm fine with it taking a back seat in the movie. I just personally have never felt that much of a connection to fire. So like it's probably just the least desired one for me. Its bending techniques are super cool. I love the sub bending of lightning. It's awesome. Like obviously if I could just have it, that'd be awesome. I wouldn't turn it down, but if I was picking, it would probably be go last for me. Next, before this movie, I might have said air.
Interesting.
And this movie like almost moved the needle for me, but I'm probably still just gonna put air.
Interesting.
At 3, air's cool. Being able to fly would be awesome. Like that is such a cool like. They don't really get like a sub bending like the rest of them do. I mean, I guess maybe if you want to consider like if they can move like clouds or like steam or something like that, might be considered like a sub bending for them. But the ability to fly is like that is literally like one of the coolest things that you could get from it.
Obviously, like being with the glider and with like, I mean, they show it in this movie the idea of like air tugging. If you can have someone who's that powerful to do that, possibly, then yeah. Obviously, yeah, it is a crazy concept.
Then 2, I'm gonna go earthbending. Earthbending is it's really cool. I think the subbending of metal is what puts it over air. If you couldn't bend metal, I think I might have air over earth. But the fact that you can bend metal is just so awesome. Yeah. Especially like. I know you haven't seen Korra, but they really explore that in Korra. And honestly, even in this
they show a lot of this
movie, a lot more than you see a lot more of Toph using like even the sequence when she's like fighting her pupils.
You see that she has a metal bending academy.
Yeah, and it's so cool. Like that whole fight sequence and how she like ties them into the bow is like it's such a such a Toph touch that I think is awesome. Yeah. But yeah, the metal is like almost entirely what does that for me. And the number 1 for me has got to be water. I'm a big Pokemon guy. I almost always pick the water starter. Like I don't know why I love water. It's always been like my thing. I think blood bending is probably the most powerful of the
take
sub.
Control of me.
I think even if I had it, I wouldn't use it that much because the idea of it is creepy.
But the question
you got use on Eric.
Okay.
But like it's undeniably probably the most powerful sub bending in my opinion.
Has a very strong case.
The fact that you can literally just take control of someone else's body.
The only one I can think of is combustion bending.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't think about that one with fire.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still like being able to control someone is like just an insane
ridiculous.
power.
It's also morally wrong, but I make that
I
point
agree.
in the show. So yeah.
One idea I guess I would like to see explored more is like being able to pull water
from like life.
Yeah.
They show that with like Hama and Kantara, but they don't
do.
Really rehash on it much.
No, exactly. Because I think that idea, like being able to pull water from areas that like maybe you wouldn't have originally thought, that idea is cool. Because like the one thing that would hold water back is if you're not near water, but like everything has water in it, so you would assume that someone could pull water from everything.
Yeah. I mean, we even see Katara pull water from her own sweat.
Yeah, flowers, trees,
Grass.
grass. Yeah, so like I think water. Also, I feel the most connected to water.
Yeah.
So that would probably be my number one.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay.
Want me to go?
Sure. Go for it.
Okay. So we have one similar placement, and it's the number 4. My number 4 would be fire. I just feel like it's would be the least useful. In today's world, I just don't think it's a conversation either. Like, when would you ever need?
You're cooking food.
Oh, I didn't even think about the healing properties of water as well.
I was gonna make.
Yeah,
I was gonna say like that will come into play wherever I place it. But, fire is my number 4. I'm not really gonna go into that. I just simply think it'd be the least useful. My number 1 is clear number 1. I'm not gonna get into that yet. For me personally, my number 2 and 3 is really close. So I'll say my 2 and 3 is between water and earth, and I really don't, because water has the heal factor, but I feel like earth is a little bit more accessible, I would say. So it makes me wonder. But I think just because of the heal factor, I'm going to put that at 2 and earthbending at 3.
Okay.
But my number 1 clearly is air, just because 1, flying, 2, I just think it's easily the most, like, you can use it wherever you want.
Yeah.
I feel like being able to fly is, compared to the other 3 things, is the most useful thing you could have in our world.
In the world. That's a really good point, honestly.
Just because you could use it whenever you want. I could literally I could just fly wherever I want. Like, I don't even have to use a car or anything. I could just fly there.
Branch or glider.
Yeah. I also pretty much use the force on you guys and push you guys away.
I mean,
but yeah, that's my number 1 clearly.
Yeah.
Personally.
Okay.
So mine goes 1 air, 2 water, 3 earth, 4 fire.
Was that influenced at all by the movie, you think?
No, I did change it. I will say on this, I did have water at 3 and earth at 2, but I'm switching it just because I think healing simply is valuable.
Like, and like even like ice is kind of a sub-bending of water.
Being able
to
turn water into ice.
Yeah,
for sure. Even snow if you wanted.
Snow, we watched him bend snow in this, which was kind of cool because we almost always see it done with ice, not so much snow. So it's kind of cool to see him bend.
It's really rare. You see Paku do it when he's fighting Katara in the show, and then you see it when they put out the fire in the episode of Sokka's Master. The start when the meteorite lands, and there's that fire close to the town. They use snow to stop it, which is random, but they do it. So, yeah. You
go ahead, bro.
All right.
Is bro gonna have a completely different list from both of us too?
Not exactly. In 4th place is firebending.
Okay.
I think we all agree. The least practical. The only thing I can literally think of doing is cooking food or
setting someone on fire.
Or I mean, if you're a bad guy, it's pretty useful. But cooking food or literally just to look cool. So
or farm.
You could light campfires. I don't know.
I will say firebending definitely is the one you want to pick if you want to or farm.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Probably. But I also, you get it's pushed really hard of this antagonist element essentially in the original show. So I think it's naturally going to be people's least favorite too. So I'd say that's probably a big factor in it. But yeah, I think it's 4th. My number 3, I decided the movie did not change my placement. My number 3 is airbending.
Okay.
I think the idea of airbending is incredible. And like you said, you can always do it. And the idea of having a glider and flying, would be great. You would have to find or make one, I guess. It's not like you have one immediately. So, but that's not something that's unachievable. So I agree. It's definitely possible. And I didn't really consider it as much of you literally could use a glider and travel places. So that's very true.
Travel is just I think I'd use that the most, just traveling.
No, that's a very good point, and that made me think about it. But I've always thought, for me personally, that far and away, water and earth are the 2 best in terms of everyday use. So, because being able to bend solid objects, or in case water, liquid and solid, is really cool and really practical because obviously all that stuff is around you all the time. Earthbending, there's a lot of stuff you can do in terms of construction or you could bend and I will say the other thing too is you have to consider when you say this stuff and you talk about the sub elements in the original show. There only is ever one metal bender. Obviously that does expand, and then bloodbending, there's only ever been 2 bloodbenders in the original show. Also could be more. So I don't think it's necessarily if you choose that, I don't think it guarantees you can do that, I will say. But the idea of it, if you could, it would be really cool because metal bending is incredible. There's a lot you could do with that. Literally make a career out of it. Honestly, you'd be like the greatest welder or like blacksmith ever. But yeah. So I do put Earth at 2. I think, like I said, really cool, really practical. Use it in life a lot, but I think waterbending, the healing ability, is I think the most practical and desirable trait to have of any of the bendings just for life, because you can genuinely just heal away like the smallest of cuts and bruises. You can also use it to heal sick, like they show that. So I think being able to do that is very, very important.
I could never be sick again.
Nick dealt with some sickness not too long ago.
Yeah.
So
that could have never happened.
Yeah.
That could. Okay. Now I'm switching to my set. I'm gonna keep air at 1, but how I said 2 and 3 are interchangeable. I'm switching it to 2 and 1 are interchangeable.
Very different. Okay. See, that's how I've always thought. I thought that far and away it was water and earth were the 2 best, and I went back and forth on some time, but very much settled on water. I will say this movie helped air a lot. I think the gap is now like a lot closer, and that air is closer to earth than it is to fire. So I think airbending is a lot cooler now. But that is my ranking. And I think the best, most practical I'd want to have the most is waterbending, followed by earth at 2, air at 3, and fire at 4.
So we had the exact same list?
We had the exact same list.
I had to try and be different from you guys.
I appreciate that. No, that's good. When you said that, I was hoping yours was going to be different, because I was about to say there's no way we have the exact same list. Yeah. But yeah, that's good. And I agree that you have really good points about airbending. I think it's completely valid.
Cool. All right. We're going to get into our valid, invalid section. You got 4, you said?
I have 4. Did you want to read any of them? Or
It doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, since you have 4, do you just want to do 2, and then I'll do 1, you do 1? Like, just do 2 to start? Yeah.
Okay. I can do that. Although I will say, I could just say my 2 at the end, my 2 theories.
So just do the 2 non-theories first?
Yeah. And then
okay, you can still go first, though.
Okay. So my first valid, invalid is, simply put, Avatar: The Last Airbender is the greatest TV show of all time.
Valid.
3,
bro.
2, 1. Valid.
Invalid. Sorry.
Valid, bro.
I know you guys are going to say it. You guys knew I was going to say it, though.
But it's not like, I won't say it's, for me, it's not like if you say something else is better that I'm like, you're an idiot. But like,
yeah, I mean, I gave the show like a 9.5, 10. So,
yeah,
like,
you very much enjoyed it. You think it is one of the best shows.
It's not one of those things where if someone says it's their favorite show all the time, like, yeah, you're an idiot. Like, yeah, it's a good take, but yeah, not personally for me. It's not. It's probably top 6 or 7, probably as of right now. Obviously, it has potential to move up depending on if I rewatch it. Maybe I'll get lower on shows that are higher. But yeah,
get more into the universe.
Yeah, maybe. So, yeah. So I would say invalid for now. It's clearly valid that you guys think it's valid. So,
all right, what a great way of putting it, I guess. But yeah, so Noah and I both think it's valid. All right, cool.
You want me to go?
Go ahead.
All right. Okay. Avatar Book 2 Earth is on the same tier, if not better, than Book 3 Fire. So at least on the same tier.
Interesting. Okay, just same tier or better.
It just has to be in the same tier.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I got it.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Valid. Let's go. I think it's on the same tier. I do prefer 3 though.
I think it's definitely slightly like it's not like this drastic where I think there's like 3 or 4 tiers between them. I just think it's the tier below.
No, that's fine. Mm. I've heard people say that they think Book 2 is the worst. I think Book 1 is their second favorite.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, Book 2 is the worst? People said that?
I've seen, people say that Book 1, they like it more.
That's kind of heinous. I can't even lie.
Do you guys like Book 3 better, or do you like Book 2 better?
I lean Book 3, yeah.
I think it's on the same tier.
I gave them both,
like, if someone told me they think Book 2 is the best, I have no problem with that.
I gave them both 10 out of 10s.
Same.
I think the stretch of basically from the library all the way, I really, like, you can argue from, I think it's like Blind Bandit essentially, but like, because there's Blind Bandit, there's Zuko Alone, and then you get into the chase, and then like
you got Crossroads of Destiny.
Crossroads of Destiny's at the end, but like I'm just saying like the chase, and then the
you're talking about that stretch. Okay.
All that stretch all the way through the library and the desert, the Serpent's Pass, and then all the stuff that happens in Ba Sing Se, ending with the Crossroad to Destiny.
It has,
but then it doesn't have the Guru in it.
You don't like the Guru episode as much?
No.
do you remember?
Okay.
Do you
Yeah,
remember
we
we
had
had?
this
Do you remember
discussion
we had
about
that discussion in the bracket? I forget what it was you guys didn't like.
See, I am
was,
slightly lower than it, but I thought people still liked it a lot. So
No, it was the fact that he told Aang that he had to let go of Katara, and then Aang essentially still masters the Avatar state without having to let go. I think it just slightly lowers that episode for me.
No, I get that.
It's not like where I hate the episode, but like rather than it being like a good episode to me, it's just kind of a mid.
I will say
episode.
season 3 has that too with the painted lady, doesn't it?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was about to say my other point is that season 3, the lowest of low in season 3, is lower than season 2's low. My second least favorite episode in the show, I think I said it before, is Painted Lady. So, which some people love it, and it's fine.
Season 2 is Avatar Day, doesn't it?
As Avatar Day.
Okay, that would probably be my
That's
lowest of
probably
those
your
2, 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is fair. I think that might be my lowest as well. I don't remember exactly now, but it probably is. So, and that's not a bad take. If you think Avatar Day is worse, that's fine. But like, I think for me, Painted Lady is lower. So I think season 2 has an incredible stretch there. I agree that Guru's not. I don't love it as much as some people. I've seen some people say it's in their top 5 to 10. But
I think if the story actually mattered more to like what ends up happening, I would feel that way. But it just doesn't. Like,
I like the idea it introduces of Aang choosing Katara over this cosmic energy power.
Yeah.
So I like that for what it is. But I agree that it kind of works out even though he doesn't really complete this process. But I also will say, I think in a certain extent, you can perceive it as the power he would have unlocked is more of this insane cosmic level of power, and he just never gets to that point. So maybe that's more what the Guru is getting at.
The way I always looked at it was like, it's just like there's multiple ways to get there.
Sure.
And the Guru felt like there was only really one path.
His way of
of his way of doing things, and kind of proved that there's just not necessarily true. Like you could have multiple paths to unlocking that mastery.
Idea. That's another thing that relates to real life in terms of there are multiple routes towards success or happiness or whatever.
Exactly.
You want,
so to me, it just lowers the episode because this guy's obsessed with like Aang has to do it his way. It's the only way to do this, versus like he could have worked with Aang and been like, okay. I mean, I get it.
There could have been some like intellectual debate,
and he basically devotes his life to taking on this air nomad lifestyle of like no attachment to anything, and that's his like whole personality. So I understand him trying to influence Aang to do that, but then when Aang like is very clearly like, I cannot do that, he just tries to force him to do it anyway. And Aang basically just has to teach himself. So I don't. That to me, it just lowers the episode for me.
which is fine. Yeah, I just like I said, for me, I enjoy the conflicting views and Aang choosing Katara. I think it's a powerful moment. So that's what saves it for me, I guess. But I understand.
But then even right before he gets hit with the lightning, like he
does finally say that.
Yeah, like he's gonna like let go.
He says,
and
I'm
then,
sorry, Katara.
I don't know. It just
no, that's fair.
That whole concept to me is just kind of frustrating. Like I don't understand it completely. And maybe it's not a show problem. Maybe it's a me problem, and I just need to like
I think it's
explained better.
I think it's a fine.
That's
like,
a perfectly
negative
fine.
to have.
That's a crazy like thing that just came out of ranking. Yeah. I agree though. Like I said, I ranked season 2 and 3 are both 10, so I think they're on the same tier. Yeah. I do give the edge to 3 based off the highest highs that it has. But
exactly, I was gonna say I think both have an amazing stretch of episodes. Both have weekends, a few week episodes in there. But I think the overall highs of season 3 are higher, which makes it prefer. But I still think they're on the same tier because they both have insane highs and both have similar amounts of like. I wouldn't say weak episodes. They're just towards the lower end of the show.
Yeah.
So,
below average.
On the same tier for me.
Okay, cool. Okay. So the next one I have is Valid or Invalid. Avatar Aang is the best example of a chosen one arc in media. I'll give you a few seconds. You ready?
No.
Okay.
I gotta think about all the Chosen One arcs I've seen.
Yeah.
There's one that has not completed yet that we have to see this year.
I think there's also one that we've not seen all the way through yet that could top it for me.
I think I know what you're talking about.
But I know what you're talking about.
Yes, you would know.
There's only one I can think of that personally I think people say is better, and I just disagree. So
yeah, I mean the one I'm thinking of, I'm sure we all are. It's just the fact that they could have done it so much better.
1000%.
So
I like how we all.
All right, let's just start talking about it.
We need to say. All right.
I don't know
You
yet.
can just say Invalid if you don't.
Yeah,
know,
if you don't 100% know, then I would say Invalid.
I'm gonna say I'll
All
say
right,
Invalid.
3, 2, 1.
Valid.
Invalid.
I'm gonna say valid for now.
For now.
Okay.
I haven't seen one yet that I thought is better. I love the struggle that Aang faces with facing the idea that he left and ran away from his responsibility and dealing with that struggle and his whole journey about learning the elements, learning what it means to be an avatar, learning what it means to have other people help you, and then that building into this intelligent, powerful, and responsible hero that he is at the end of the show. So that for me is the most
movie
impactful.
definitely boosts
And
his,
the movie continues
Yeah.
that, and that's why I wanted to bring it up.
Yeah.
It honestly could be valid for me. Like it's as of I don't know.
What are
do
you
you
debating?
think-
Like, let's actually start naming the stuff. Since
Well,
we can.
okay. Like obviously you have Anakin.
That's the one I was thinking of,
Um,
which I just disagree with.
Yeah, I don't-
probably would just because that's what I was talking about, where they could have done it so much.
It could have
better.
been much better if they actually had it right. 1000%, it could have been the best ever.
If
Oh,
9
listen,
doesn't exist, I understand the argument more. Because his sacrifice actually means something in the end.
True, with the whole Palpatine.
But
coming
the whole
back.
Palpatine thing. But since Palpatine comes back, it reduces his sacrifice. Yes, he still completes his prophecy because of Luke and Leia help bring that balance as well, and that's part of him fulfilling that prophecy. But I just think the sacrifice, like how well it's paid off. It's paid off well because of all the work they show through the first 3 movies and then Clone Wars too. But then the fact they just erase all of that and literally one decision, it can't be the best for me after that.
Yeah.
Like there's no way.
I would say 2 points I wanted to make is that you can also claim a lot of people do think as Luke is the chosen one of Star Wars at that point. So I think in terms of that, I wouldn't say it comes anywhere close just because for me, he's only thrown into it because of his heritage in a way. So I think he's really just this whiny teen who wants a different life at the start of 4. And then he becomes a hero. And I get that's a really good journey. It's just that he learns so much more. And I think like as a person, as like these life skills, also like trusting his friends, Luke really only has the connections with his sister and then with Han. So
Yeah.
I doesn't hit anywhere near this hard, but I will say the one point about Anakin that I think could convince me is the whole fallen angel, like essentially turn that it becomes.
But I feel like that's a different.
But it's a different arc,
Yeah.
and I still don't think.
Well, but I
we
think
see.
you could make the arc valid if the sacrifice still meant something.
If he had that fallen angel and then became
that
the chosen one again.
by killing Palpatine, like
Yeah.
that would have fulfilled it. That would have been enough. But like
if 9 didn't happen and Palpatine did, and that arc was completed, there's definitely an argument. I just don't. Even then, I don't think I agree. And
I probably don't agree either. But I think it's more of a valid
yes,
argument.
but I
at that
definitely
point.
don't agree now.
There's a couple other Harry Potter.
I was gonna say Harry Potter's
Potter.
Harry Potter's
I
a
can't
huge
mind.
one.
That's true.
One for me, it's not ever adapted very well in like media we watch, but I love Percy Jackson. For me, in the book, he would be close.
Percy
to
Jackson's a good one.
Aang. He'd be close to Aang, like in the book.
Whoa. I don't know if I can say this. Never mind. I can't say this because he hasn't seen it.
Is it Dune?
No, but someone in that character does fit that kind of, but he also could fit something else.
I thought that's what you're talking about. Like later this year, it was going to pay off.
It is.
Is it? It's like spoiling just to say the name of the show. I mean, I would think I would know the guys.
Something in
chosen.
Game of Thrones.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah.
That
Oh
is-
my gosh. Yes. If they didn't.
Oh, did they pull a Star Wars and ruin it?
Well, you can make arguments that there's 2 people that could fit that.
Yeah.
And
But there is one. All I'm gonna say is there's one thing that they decide to do that ruins it.
But yeah, there's something to that. It doesn't beat Aang though.
Was the one you were getting at? Was that Invincible?
Yes.
I figured.
Mark. Yeah, I obviously haven't seen it yet. I can't give him that crown yet because it's not done. But he could be up there by the end of the show.
Honestly, the 2 that honestly are, I think, like after thinking about which ones actually are at least well written in some sort of way is between Aang and honestly Harry Potter.
Yeah, I agree.
for you?
I agree.
Cool.
So it's really which one do I prefer? So it's close for me because I do love Harry Potter.
I'm curious if the TV show will like move the needle at all. Probably, I would say I don't. There's no way. I don't think the show's gonna be as consistent.
I'm gonna
as
I'm gonna stick with my Invalid just because I feel like I'm more connected to Harry Potter. But,
okay, that's fine.
But I think that's.
I think that is probably the most valid person to say other than Aang at this current point in media.
Probably is. Like you said, I think Invincible. My guess is he will beat out Harry Potter for me.
I agree. I completely agree.
I don't know if he would beat out Aang, but yeah, that's definitely a good example. But Harry Potter's a completely valid one. I think Percy Jackson's a fair shout out. I'm sure there's tons of other ones we didn't name, so please list off some of
There's
our
another one in
chosen one.
AOT.
Oh.
Yeah, I was thinking about him, but I feel like he fits another thing similar to.
Yeah, he's kind of like Anakin in a way.
So I didn't name him, but I agree. Like he does fit that, but he's.
I didn't want to say it because I don't know if you plan on watching. I
do plan on watching it at some point.
So yeah, I wouldn't put him over Aang though.
I probably wouldn't either, but he does.
Yeah. If you're classifying him as that, yes, but he could fit something else.
No, I completely agree.
Yeah.
But if you've seen AOT, you know what we're talking about.
Also, another one randomly, I actually looked it up because I was trying to just there's anything I'm missing, I'm not putting this anywhere near it because I think this movie is extremely overrated. But Neo in the Matrix fits that, but he's not in there for me.
Doesn't affect me the same, but I could see the argument.
Yeah, but yeah, I'll go Invalid. I think the top two are Aang and Harry Potter. I'd probably lean Harry Potter.
Cool.
So.
All right.
Okay. All right. My final one. As of the end of the Avatar show, Toph would beat Katara in a fight.
Okay. I think I'm ready.
There's one thing it depends on.
There's two things it depends on. There's a big one, but
there is two things it depends on.
I think I have an answer, but we'll have to qualify it. But I think I have an answer.
Okay, you guys ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Invalid.
Okay. My thing for Qatar's, I think one. It depends on where they are.
That's the first thing.
of all,
100%.
The second thing is bloodbending.
Yes, that
is it a full moon? If it's a full moon, Toph's not beating her.
Yes, because if she can use bloodbending, it's Katara.
Yes, easily.
And I think it just depends on I genuinely wish there was a way I could say both valid and invalid.
I mean,
because
low key, even if it's nighttime, I might give it to.
I think if it's a full moon.
But I think even if it's at night,
even if it is,
because they just talk about how much more of a connection the moon.
It does.
I would probably give it to her even if it's at night. So
quite possibly. But,
those are my biggest things. Where is it at and is it at nighttime?
I think we see Toph have stronger feet, so I would lean her.
We probably do.
We literally see her opening scene in this past movie. She just styles on a bunch of people. Fighting and being the most powerful earthbender in the world is her big thing that she lays claim to. So I think it's really important to her, and she would have a competitive edge, whereas Katara would not. As the other thing, I don't think Katara would use bloodbending. I don't think she would bring herself.
She probably wouldn't. If she did, though.
So if it was a full moon,
I think if we're talking about a fight, though, we have to assume both of them are bloodlusted.
Yeah,
because it's not fair to just try and take their feelings into account.
Okay,
I would say
if that's the case. But then once again, it has to be during a full moon.
I think it just has to be nighttime. I think if it's nighttime, I'd give it to Katara.
I don't think she could. I mean, she wouldn't be able to bloodbend then. But
but she would just be stronger.
I get that. I presumably that's definitely
also if they're in the middle of the ocean,
obviously
she's winning.
Yeah,
but
it depends on where they are, because if Katara is surrounded by a ton of water, I think it's her.
Yeah, if they're by a beach.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
But presumably they're
especially a beach with the sand.
Most spots would probably be in Toph's favor.
Yes, but like I say, so I'm gonna say we're putting them in a neutral site that has pools of water and tons of rock around them. So that's going to be the situation. Not a full moon, and let's just call it midday. I think that's what would feel the most neutral to me.
Dang, man.
And that's why I think I lean Toph.
I'd probably lean Toph in that scenario. But if you just change one of those factors, if you make it,
I'll lean Toph to go against you guys, but I think it'd be a good fight. I could see either one winning, because Katara is still when you.
She's super strong.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They're both incredible.
They both are. I'll go Katara just to be different.
I didn't notice that he would go. Even if it was night, I might lean Toph. But I agree. Full moon, if she can bloodbend, obviously that wins. But I don't think she would. But if she is bloodless, then sure. So I think it's a very interesting debate to add that. But I going off of a neutral site where they both have reasonable bendable resources, and it's not during night, and like obviously no bloodbending because there's no full moon.
Yeah.
I think Toph has a slight edge, is what I would say.
Cool.
But that's a really good debate that some people do have that conversation. So
I was excited about that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now we got their theories.
I've got 2 fan theories people have about the Avatar Last Airbender show. I'm sure Noah's heard of them. I'm curious your thoughts because I doubt you have.
Okay.
So the first one I will start off with is that Ty Lee has Air Nation or Air Nomad descent, meaning that she, either her parents or her grandparents, whoever, how far you want to go down, are descended from Air Nomads. The argument for this is fairly basic. It's that, first of all, her eye color is the same as Aang's, which is like this kind of gray color that we only see Air Nomads have.
Okay.
Her hair is more brown than a lot of the Fire Nation is just black hair, and her hair is a lot closer to Aang's color of hair when his like grows out. And she's also just a very cheery and like positive person, and we see that the Air Nomads usually act more in that realm, especially than the Fire
She honestly
Nation.
does act like completely different from most people.
They
in the
also
Fire Nation.
talk about how she's like a part of like the circus that moves, kind of like air nomads would like.
It's possible,
move.
but like she did very much come from like a noble family in the Fire Nation.
Yeah.
And she had like 12 sisters or whatever it was, and that's what caused her to go there. So I don't know if I would necessarily help, but I mean, yeah. So, but basically, there's no legitimate evidence. There's just
It's just
a
the
bunch
fact
of
that her
lying
looks
factors,
and
and it's not like it hurts the show in any way if it's the case. The biggest thing you have to accept is it's probably not her parents, because all the Air Nomads are dead. So either someone, if you're going to assume it's like direct, like literally her parents or even her grandparents, it would have to be someone who survived the Air Nomad genocide or just wasn't there, which I mean is possible. But you also would have to accept the fact that they survived it and then had a relationship with someone from the Fire Nation who had just genocided.
Have we ever
that's
seen?
a little much. I don't know.
So I don't think that's the case, if that's what people think. But if it goes further back, say it's like her great grandparents, I could see it then.
Someone had extremely strong genes.
Yes, but like that's one of those things where it'd have to line up, where she.
I think those arguments for why is very, very intriguing, because
Yes.
if her eye color is, you said gray,
Yes.
and that's you only see
it from Aang.
That's in her positivity, which is completely different from anyone we see in the Fire Nation.
Yeah.
And then you said the hair color
Hair color.
is usually everyone's black, and
She's also just
isn't.
very acrobatic. So some people say like, oh, if she learned how to be an airbender, she could.
Honestly,
And
yeah.
I don't necessarily think that's how that works, but
But I mean, I could see why people say that.
yeah.
Yeah. Just because the fact what you were saying about how like someone would have had to survived.
Yeah.
Or
I don't think it's crazy to assume that someone has survived. I think the crazy part is like, oh, I'm willing to have a relationship with someone from the nation who just killed all of my people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't think there's any confirmed aspect to it. So I would say
Unless the relationship started before the
potentially, and then
before that
the
happened.
like mom would have been from the Fire Nation and had the baby, I guess.
Yeah.
But once again, I think that would have had to have been like her great grandparents at that point.
Yeah.
So I think if you go all the way back then, there's a chance. But as it stands, I will
Logistically,
say,
I'd probably just say invalid.
I would say as it stands, I'm
Yeah.
gonna
I
say
think
invalid.
it's probably invalid, but I think that's interesting. Like if,
Very
if it ever got proved true or something, or confirmed that it's true, I'd be like, okay, that makes sense.
It'd be a cool addition if they decided to, and I would accept it.
And they'd have to explain how. So.
And they would have to explain the story to make it make sense.
Yeah.
But it's a cool idea.
But you could. So
Okay, so yeah, just interesting. So
I'm gonna
but
go invalid. It's probably not
everybody
true.
says invalid. Okay. All right. The second one, I think I like a little bit more, but the second fan theory I know is that Yue of the Northern Water Tribe is that she would have been the next Avatar had Aang not been frozen for 100 years. The argument for this is that we see she is born with a spiritual, like missing happenstance, whatever, and she has to be touched by the moon spirit in order to survive as a baby and then become the teenager, I guess she is in the show. So the argument being, yeah, like that missing spiritual energy was the Avatar spirit that she was missing, and she only survived because she got put in contact with the moon spirit to save her.
Is there any arguments against this theory?
Not necessarily. I guess so. Like the argument, because I mean, you were the Avatar cycle, right? The changing of the elements. So yeah. So the next element would have been water. Obviously, that becomes Legend of Korra. So it works in the cycle. That's why people, if it didn't do that, then a hard no. But the next Avatar is Korra. So I guess
Just saying if she was alive, Korra wouldn't have
been the next Avatar, presumably. I don't know if that's one of the arguments is like, because she never became the Avatar, does that mean that when Aang came back, it basically was like, okay, we still need to move on to a waterbender, and then it became Korra, and it therefore like altered the history of the cycle of what it would become?
This is an interesting theory that could actually affect things that happened in Korra as well.
Yes, it could.
I'm gonna go valid. Not gonna lie. Why not?
Honestly, I'm gonna go valid because it helps me explain problems that I have with Korra away.
Yep. Okay. So I don't necessarily think that's specifically why, but like I think it's a really cool theory, and I think it works. I don't see any reason why.
I just feel like if you look at everyone we've seen from the Water Tribe, she would easily be the one most likely.
The most Avatar. Likely.
Yes, it's like I don't even think it's close.
The only one of the arguments I think you could see against it is, do we ever see her bend?
No.
So she's not bending.
She's not a bender.
That
But
slightly
maybe that
would
bending
be,
comes from the Avatar spirit. Maybe that's like intrinsically tied to it.
maybe, but I would think
But
she
you would
would
think she'd be a water
at least be a water
That's
bender.
a good point.
That would be my number one, maybe
not.
hesitation.
That is a good point. That she probably would still be a waterbender. So
I mean, I guess she's probably not. We don't ever see her use it.
she never does.
But
so
they never
presumably
they never outright say she has no ability to bend water. But
But she probably isn't.
probably isn't.
I'm still going valid.
Yeah, I was like, I'm
I
gonna
wanna
say
say-
valid.
Yeah, I'm gonna say valid, but I think that is the best argument for.
I want to say
invalid.
valid to one of these, and that one I feel like is more likely.
That is more likely.
Yeah.
I
Like-
agree, which is why I said it for last. So
Yeah. Also, it helps with things.
it does.
So-
It explains a little bit of something that happens in Korra in a way. So I mean, it's not like it changes the whole story, but like, yeah, it's knowing what happened in Korra, you're like, huh, so that caused that to happen.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
but yeah.
Valid.
All right, cool. I really wanted to hear your thoughts. There's tons of other theories with Avatar. I mean, I can go into one that's pretty much just a straight fact. It's not even a theory, but like, I think I actually might have mentioned it in book 3 when we talked about Hama, the Puppet Master episode where she teaches Katara bloodbending. She's the reason why Katara's mom dies.
I don't think you ever talked about that.
So they talk about they were going to the Southern Water Tribe and taking away waterbenders, right? And they were imprisoning them, and that was Hama was one of them. She broke out of prison, like learning bloodbending and all that, and her doing that caused the Fire Nation to be like, all right, we're not taking prisoners anymore, so now we're just going to kill them, which is what we see when they kill Katara's mom, when they think she's a waterbender. So
Interesting.
they would have just captured Katara's mom and brought her to prison had Hama not happened, but because of that, they killed Katara's mom. Oh, well, Katara and Sokka's mom, I should say, but Katara's obviously the one who's more heard about it. So yeah,
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's basically a fact. I feel like
that's what I'm
there's
saying.
not-
It's like some people usually refer to it as a theory, but like I'm like, no, it's just straight up a fact. I feel like I don't understand how you can argue against it. So the reason why Kaya, Sokka, and Katara's mom dies is because of Hama and her bloodbending.
Okay. Makes sense. Cool.
Anything else?
I think so.
Brand new day next week.
Oh yeah,
We're excited.
Spider-Man brand new day.
And then after that, Spider-Man rankings.
Oh yeah, we're getting really excited. We're rewatching the Spider-Man movies. We're getting all geared up.
Yep.
We're gonna have a big rankings episode. You guys need to stay tuned.
You're ready for the Nick hate fest of the Raimi trilogy?
Bro, okay, I rewatched the Raimi trilogy. I don't think it's going to be nearly as bad. There is one specific one, though, that will be kinda, but not really. Okay.
We'll see. I think it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be crazy. People are gonna give some hate, but it's gonna be a fun ranking.
Dude, I'm just so excited to watch this movie. Like,
I'm excited to have it and then add it to the rankings too.
Dude.
It's gonna be so crazy.
Yeah. I just need to watch the Spider-Verses. That's all I have left in my rewatch. You need to watch Homecoming.
I want to
Far
watch
From Home.
the Tom Holland movies again too.
Are you going to do No Home again?
I don't know. So I've watched all of if you exclude the Spider-Verse movies and the first 2 Tom Holland movies, the Homecoming and Far From Home, I've seen every Spider-Man movie in the last month. So I may or may not watch No Way Home again, but I did watch it really recently anyway. So I either have 4 or 5 movies left to watch. but then I will be all refreshed. Everything will have a rating on Letterboxd, and will be put into a ranking for that episode.
I'm excited to rank them.
Oh, I'm very
My
excited.
list has changed. There's some there was some stuff that if you would have told me before I watched them, I would have had my list. After rewatching them all again, there are some movies that I've switched around. So
Interesting.
Okay.
It'll be a new ranking for me.
All right. Please let us know if you're excited for Brand New Day.
Yeah.
'Cause I am.
Yeah, absolutely. Let us know your favorite Avatar character too.
Yes.
Just let us know your thoughts on the movie.
Yes, that too. Just please go watch it. Like it was. It's been so nice to actually be able to talk about it again. And this is only going to happen if it's like supported, and we can get more Avatar content.
Yeah.
Especially with the gang. Like, it was just so awesome to see them again.
Yeah.
But,
No, I hope the Seven Haven show is good, and I hope it comes out and people enjoy it.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
then I hope that we get more content of just like one-off movies like this. Is perfectly fine. Like, let's flesh out the universe similar to how Star Wars does it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right. Well, we appreciate you guys joining us. Come back next week, talking Spider-Man. It's going to be awesome. We'll see you guys then.